Well, it could have been your parent or possibly your grandparent. An elderly woman carjacked at her home in a senior living complex.
Physically, she's okay, thankfully, but the emotional trauma remains. Today, she spoke only to 19 News about this terrifying ordeal.
Our Catherine Huntley is live with what she wants to see happen so this does not happen to anyone else. Catherine.
A mother and grandmother targeted for her car, an unthinkable crime. Barbara Ward says she's still dealing with the lasting trauma of this gunpoint carjacking, which just happened on Tuesday. Now she wants to see more protection here.
They said, give me your keys, give me your keys, give me your keys right now. You get out the car, get out the car.
It's a truly terrifying situation. Barbara Ward was getting into her car Tuesday to go to work. That's when two young men carjacked the 76-year-old at gunpoint. It happened just feet from the door of her Buckeye Woodhill apartment building.
He was tugging for my keys, and I wouldn't give them to him. So we was tugging with the keys, and I was holding them real tight. He had me bent over the armrests and stuff, and we were just tugging with the keys.
Ward tried to fight the much younger thieves off, but couldn't. Once they got the keys, she begged them to give her her bag and walker. They then backed up the car right into her, knocking her over and running over her foot, showing no regard for the 76-year-old.
It was terrifying. I was traumatized behind that because I didn't believe what had just happened to me.
She went to the hospital to get checked out. Thankfully, she's okay. Get this isn't the first time Ward was a victim of a crime at St. Luke's Manor. Her car windows were smashed twice, once in June and then just a few weeks ago in October. She's sick and tired of being a victim.
This building got to step up and do something because they're collecting our rent money every month, and then we should have some more protection than what we get in here. I can't keep going through this here and them keep on breaking out the windows out there and stuff. That's coming out of our pocket. They're not footing that bill. We are.
Ward's daughter and the residents want to see security patrolling the lot.
They need to have something in place and protect these people.
Ward tells us she got her car back within 2 hours, and police arrested 3 people who were responsible. She's scared to even be in her parking lot and now fearful when people approach her.
It's fear, because now I have fear in my heart, you know, and I don't want these teenagers, I don't want them walking up on me no kind of way now.
Just a little bit ago, I got off the phone with Penrose Management. They operate St. Luke's Manor here. They told me basically as we speak, they're calling around trying to contract with some sort of security company to help patrol these parking lots during times when the crimes are most prevalent. And they're a national company. They said they're going to be sending their director of security out to Cleveland to check out this property to see what improvements need to be made to keep their residents safe. And then I shared this news with Barbara Ward, that carjacking victim's daughter. She was thrilled. She says, bottom line, she wants her mom to be able to maintain her independence and live in a place where she feels safe. For now, live in Cleveland, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.
Yeah, man. I'll trade her mama with my mama, and my mom could go over there. My mama, she's crazy, so she'll fit right in with them YNs. But it's sad. And now guess what? When they bring the security, the rent gonna go up because somebody got to pay. The company's not footing the bill for your security. But this lady said, I don't want these young people walking up on me. And she want to say, I don't want these young black people walking up on me, because you already know who it is. You already know who it is. I hate to be that guy, but you know what? At this point, I don't. Black folks love preying on other black folks. But they hit this lady with her own damn car and ran over her foot. She's not even talking about the excruciating pain that she must have felt when a damn car ran over her foot. She's already old, dude. The old girl's had enough, don't you think? But these people don't care. And the parents raising them don't care. Or else they didn't throw them out the house because they over here doing too much, with them. But this is the way it is. I was watching the Anton Daniels situation where he interviewed Brian McKnight. And Brian McKnight talked about, his kids, they didn't got on the internet and they talking bad about bro. Well, I think one of them passed away, but they was talking about bro. He abandoned us and all this stuff. Imagine my surprise when I found out the kids was 30 years old. And Brian McKnight talked about how he just gave them way too much. They were way too entitled. They didn't want to work. They wanted to sit around, smoke weed all day. And he finally got to give them that tough love. And I got a homegirl, happy birthday to her, but she's like, he's wrong. He abandoned his kids. I said, you do realize these fools is grown in their 30s. It don't matter. But that's the type of mama's love that's producing these little YNs. That's the type of mama's love that's producing these YNs. That's my baby. My baby can't do no wrong. My baby out here victimizing people, robbing old ladies, right? Remember the boy in Cincinnati? He and the daddy killed the cop. But that kid was out here robbing people. They out here robbing people. But don't nobody want to talk about that. It's black people who are like, bro, we're scared of these YNs, dude. They don't know what to do. They're scared. And y'all are talking about some white folks. The KKK didn't steal that lady car, run her over with her own car. They didn't run. The Grand Dragon of the KKK did not go down to Cleveland, rob that lady at gunpoint, right? Take her car and run her over with it. And you won't hear a story about that in the next 50 years at all. You ain't heard about a story like that in the past 50 years. But we have to keep believing what I'm going to call mythology about how the white man and the KKK and the Grand Dragon is after us. And when we go outside, we don't feel safe because they own us. And then you don't get the hell out of here. The only person you worried about when you walk outside is Pookie and Ray Ray. Try to show this. One more video. And you shouldn't feel ashamed to say that. Because if you don't tell the truth, guess what's going to happen? You're going to end up getting overrun. This is what happened during the 92 and 94 crime bill. Black folks was prisoners in their own home in the major cities because they couldn't go outside because it was getting that bad. It was getting that bad. Even Mike Tyson talked about it. He said he helped an old lady upstairs with her groceries, get her in the elevator, knock her out, take her money. Yeah, that's what happens when you got kids just out here running amok. When you got this dude out here.
20-year-old Alvin Foy III has been convicted of second-degree murder, attempted murder, and weapons charges. 2 years earlier, Foy and 20-year-old Jameer Manning fired 31 shots into a crowd on Essex Street. One of the stray bullets struck 18-year-old China Forney in the back. The high school senior was taken to a nearby hospital, but died from her injuries.
Damn.
Today, the defendant appears before Judge Roger McDonough to hear his sentence. But first, as Foy flashes a smile, China's sister, who appears off camera, delivers a victim impact statement. When Foy's smile turns into laughter, Judge McDonough steps in.
Excuse me a second. Let the record reflect that the defendant is laughing during the victim impact statement. Regardless of whether you admit to brutally murdering her, you wouldn't sit at sentencing and laugh about it. That's, sir, your time to speak has ended.
Judge McDonough sentences him to 25 years to life in prison. 20-year-old Alvin Foy.
Yeah, that's who you dealing with. Them the dudes right there that ran the old lady over. Those the type of dudes right there. You out here talking about you scared of the KKK. You out here talking about, yeah, the Grand Dragon gonna get me. And if you're a retard like Viral Way, oh, they still got sundown towns. Nah, ain't nobody worried about no sundown town, bro. People worried about people who do heinous acts, and it's funny to them. But you're trying to tell me that I need to be worried about a sundown town. No. It's you're safer in a sundown town than you are around animals like that. That's the way it is.
20-year-old Alvin Foy III.
That's the way it is. Killed that girl and laughed about it. And oh, well, I didn't do nothing. Oh, Dwayne, I didn't do nothing. I didn't even do nothing. You did something. You just don't care. You never cared. And you're cracking a cheesy ass smile like somebody's baby ain't dead. But you know what I got to worry about? I got to worry about the sundown towns. There's another thing. There was another video I watched. Are police scared of black men? Hell yeah, they better be. Because there's some crazy fools around here. Murder you in cold blood and laugh about it. Murder you in cold blood and laugh about it.
We didn't get the parade, we got the month, Black History Month. I'm not a big fan. Never liked it. Here's the truth, everybody's got a month. I don't know if you know that or not. In America, everybody's got a month. If you check the calendar, everybody's got a month. There's an Asian month, there's Hispanic month, there's LGBTXYQ month, and everybody's got a month. Just Black History Month is the one that's gotten all the fame, right? And like I said, never liked it. Mainly because I went to a predominantly white school growing up. I came on the same bus from Ohio, you idiots did. I don't know anything about it. Here's a little tip, because apparently white people, you don't know this, but black people, we're scared of black people too. So, and if you're black and you don't laugh, you're lying to yourself. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody black has had that moment where you walk in somewhere, there's a whole bunch of black people you don't know, you go, whoa, what is going on here? Get your purse, baby. We're not saying. I don't know who these people are. That's how bad this country really is in terms of like how we treat each other, right? Like how bad the stereotypes are, right? I'm afraid of my own people. I'm going to tell you a true story. I went to the airport 3 years ago to go to Tampa, Florida. And when I got to my gate, it was all black people. All black people. Like there were 122 black people getting on the plane. And I'm like, what is going on here? I was concerned, right? I'm like, what am I flying? Soul plane? What is happening? Am I flying soul plane? Is Kevin Hart the pilot? What is happening? I got so nervous, I called the flight attendant. Come here. Who are all of these people? I called my own people these people, right? And then she got cute. I thought they came with you, sir. No, that didn't happen. I didn't bring 100 and some black people to the airport in my Ford Focus. What are you, ridiculous?
Hey, he's not lying. He's not lying. Black people be scared of black people too. I get around a bunch of black people, I clutch my gun. I'm scared of what I'm going to do, overreacting to what I think they might do. That's where I'm at with it. But if you are not of that mindset, be afraid. Be very afraid. It's just the truth. Why do you think black people in LA don't go to house parties no more? Why do you think black people don't go to house parties no more in LA? Because they're always getting shot up by the Grand Dragon? No. By Dwayne, I didn't do nothing, Calhoun. I didn't do nothing. He never do nothing. Yet he always got the gun. Dwayne, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Calhoun. It ain't the Grand Dragon. It ain't the damn Grand Wizard. Negro can't even enjoy a pork chop sandwich at a house party like back in the day without old Glocktavius going up. Hey, cuh, the ops is up in here, cuh. I understand Glocktavius, the ops are here, but there's also 100 people in between you and the ops. You want to walk up on them and make it personal and shoot them like an assassin? Or would you like to just fire aimlessly into the crowd and just pray that you don't hit anybody. I'll take option B. Now run, nigga, run. This is what we're dealing with. The ops is in here, cuz. So I'm going to stand 50 feet away from him and shoot into a crowd indiscriminately to hit the ops. This is what we're doing. And then they sit there and say, oh God, Dion, I didn't do that. That's what they say. I didn't do nothing. Negro, you was pulling a trigger. That takes at least 3 thoughts. Pull the gun, point the gun, pull the trigger. That's at least 3 thoughts. You got 3 choices you making. That's the intimate, crazy part about a gun. It takes 3 steps to kill somebody with a gun. Unless it's an accident, y'all tussling. First, you got to pull it. Then you got to aim it. Then you got to pull the trigger. Understand that. I bet you I know something y'all didn't know. You know when they say he brandished a weapon, what does that mean? That means you pulled the weapon out and you aimed it at somebody. That's what brandishing means. A lot of people think that just means you like had a weapon and somebody saw it, like you showed it. No. When you point a weapon at somebody, that's brandishing it. And when you actually shoot them, see, showed it. It's beyond showing it. Because you can show somebody a weapon, and that's you just exposing it. Brandishing means you pointed it at somebody. And then draw down means you shot somebody. If I'm remembering that correctly. When they like, he brandished a weapon, you pointed at him. See, brandishing a weapon is the act of displaying a deadly weapon in a rude, angry, or threatening manner with the intent to intimidate another person and without acting in self-defense. The weapon, it says the weapon does not have to be used or pointed at the person, and the act can include making the weapon's presence known. So you could just say you got the weapon. So you're right, you're showing the weapon, yeah. And then what does it mean to draw down the weapon? See, these are important things. This is important terminology. I think every black person should know. Oh yeah. To draw down is to remove a firearm from its holster and point it at someone in a ready-to-fire position. So like we hear, like I believe there are black people who are like, when they hear the word brandishing, they don't realize that that's like you literally threatening somebody with a weapon. I think they just mean like, oh, he was running and his shirt lifted up and the weapon was exposed. That was brandishing. Nah. These fools out here pulling out guns, threatening, pointing it at people. But this is the reality. And this is what and it's so crazy that they did this to this old lady. What did you think that old lady was gonna do? I mean, some old people do be having that iron on them, though. I ain't gonna lie. But dude, to then hit her with the car, she was no longer a threat. And run over foot, she was no longer a threat. Us Long Beach brothers. Long Beach has a history of racial fighting, race-based fighting. So we a little bit, we have our days. I'll say that. But yeah, man, it's sad that they did that to that lady. Something's got to give. I think they just gonna come back with some stuff like the '94 crime bill again, honestly. And they just gonna make the penalties real stiff because it can't keep going this way. When you start messing with old people, you know old people are the voters, right? They go vote. They'll vote. But you make them feel scared, something gonna happen. Because that's who got that stuff passed in that 94 and that 92 crime bill. It was old people. A bunch of old black folks voted. They begged Biden for it, and then they act like they didn't know what happened. Huh? What bill? What? Oh, 3 strikes was that? They knew exactly what it was. Oh yeah, no morals. YNs running around unchecked. Hey,